Well, Bitcoin and crypto have a big impact on many verticals in life, and one of them is impact investing. And our next guest is really at the forefront of that. We're going to be joined by Micah Yeackley, the co-founder of Kula. Micah, what you guys are doing at Kula is very interesting because you're really bridging the gap between crypto, blockchain, and impact investing. Can you share maybe with our audience what are the benefits that blockchain can have in the impact investing world?
Yeah, absolutely. Impact investing is not anything new in the investment world. But when you start to implement the blockchain, what we can do is really quantify and prove out the impact that we're making with each investment. So with every investment we make, we start to put even the results of our impact on the blockchain, therefore proving out that what we say we're going to do is actually what we're doing.
So can you share more about that? How does that work in practice? Because I presume a lot of the projects you guys are working on are in emerging markets or other parts of the world. How are you able to quantify and give the proof of the impact that these projects are having?
Sure. Well, actually, one way is very simple. So our organization is a DAO, and we can prove out impact even just by the fact that our communities are voting. They're voting around the assets that impact their lives typically negatively, but we get to see the vote take place and help reinvest money or reinvest profits to make their lives better or develop different things around their village or their countries in some places.
And how is that working, let's say, from a governance perspective? Let's say you have a village that is voting on a certain project. How does that work? So every token holder, DAO holder, member is voting on certain projects? Tell us more how it works in practice around that.
Well, it's a little bespoke. With every asset we have, the community looks a little different. Sometimes it will be a village where each individual villager has a smart device where they're making votes, each villager. Some instances, we might create a foundation around that asset, and it's actually the board of the foundation that votes around the impact of that investment specifically. So it really looks different, each asset that we invest into, but more than not, we're seeing voices heard, votes cast, and it's just fun to see that impact come to fruition.
But what is the biggest challenge in practice? Let's say you're operating such a project, whether it's a foundation or a DAO on a certain project. What are some of the practical challenges you're having on the ground? I mean, you mentioned people have devices, but is that a problem? Do they all need to access to the internet and have devices? Or what are some of the challenges you're having on the ground?
Well, you'd be surprised how ubiquitous cell phones are, even in remote areas of the world. Really, it comes down to just education of what it means to vote, what it means to have a voice. A lot of these people sometimes have never even had the slightest bit of power. So in order for them to have their voice heard, that's in some cases new to them. So there's a little bit of education there about what that means. But once that's established, we're already seeing votes cast for even small changes to benefit their lives. It's actually quite exciting to see how that works out.
And on a broader level, obviously there's a lot of debates in various organizations that when people donate funds to a certain organization, how is the money spent, how is it being used, what's the impact, yada yada yada. And we've been talking about this in the crypto space for a long time. That we can use blockchain technology. There's more transparency, more accountability. Do you believe that the industry, when I mean the industry, I mean the whole, let's say, giving or impact investing industry, is ready to integrate blockchain to have this level of transparency, or it's still moving very slowly? It's going to take a while for us to get there.
Honestly, I think we're behind the times, if I'm being real honest with you. This is something that we should have been proving out years ago. When a company or a foundation says they're making impact, there's never been proof behind it. And so in order to actually say that we are being impactful in our investments, we need to put our money where our mouth is and our technology to prove out exactly what we're doing.
Interesting. And what is let's say we look at 5-10 years down the line, and we look at the broader impact industry. First, do you believe this will be mainstream, like tools like these crypto will be used in a mainstream way? And second, what do you think the impact it's going to have? Do you think transparency will be expected? or measuring the impact? How do you see this in the next couple of years on that front?
Yeah, I think measured impact is going to be mandated by investors. When investors, when I speak to investors, I have two different audiences. One that are really focused on the impact side of things, and some that are focused on the return. Some are in the middle, but really those impact investors, they want to see metrics. They want to see a quantifiable impact. And we're going to start producing that. That's what's so exciting about the blockchain behind impact investment. So once we have more impact-focused investors and they start to see proven out in Kula how we are proving our impact, now impact investors are going to mandate that. Wherever they put impact finances, they're going to mandate transparency, mandate blockchain proof of where the impact is actually taking place.
And how is Kula trying to address this issue? How are you guys trying to actually address this problem?
Well, the biggest thing is through our governance app. We are voting on the impact either at the community level or at the much larger governance level. So all token holders get a voice, whether that's at the governance level or down at the asset level. And it's every token holder gets to vote on how the impact is made. And then we are creating a whole dashboard that now proves out and quantifies our impact.
Very interesting. I mean, what's interesting with what you're saying, Micah, is in a way you're leveraging blockchain technology to solve like a real world problem that exists. To what extent do you believe, let's say Kula, or even let's say the use of blockchain in impact space is subject to the crypto market prices or the ups and downs of digital asset prices? Do you believe there's more interest in what you're doing when Bitcoin is going up, or is it completely independent because you're purely using a technology?
Sure. Well, I think there will be some interest change with the bull and bear market for our specifically crypto interested investors. But Kula is doing this pretty cool model where we are bridging the gap between traditional investors and anybody interested in digital assets. Because we're backing our token with our treasury and real world assets, now that kind of sets a floor price for our token. So with the big volatile swings with Bitcoin, we don't experience those with Kula just because we have a set theoretical floor price for our token based on the assets we have on our books.
Interesting. Last question in 30 seconds. You look at the world, and there's different regions of the world that this kind of use of blockchain in social impact investing can be useful. Is there a particular region of the world you believe that there's a massive need for this kind of the use of blockchain in impact and charity work?
Sure. So far, we've been focused on sub-Saharan Africa and Southwest Asia. And these are relatively newly developing countries that have almost skipped the industrial age, went straight to modern technology. And so they are quick to accept this new form of governance and new form of investment. But we honestly see the model of Kula working anywhere around the world.
Interesting. It's a bit like how payments and fintech just completely jumped ahead.
Absolutely.
Because of that. But very, very interesting, actually. It's a topic I'm very happy that we're able to discuss Crypto Weekly. That was Micah Yeackley, the co-founder of Kula. Crypto is used in many things, including impact investing.